Doctors are shocked. This common fruit triggers heart attacks. After 60. Are you experiencing unexpected chest pain, shortness of breath, or unusual fatigue after enjoying what you thought was a healthy snack? Imagine waking up every morning, reaching for what doctors and nutritionists have always told you is one of the healthiest choices for your heart, only to discover that this very fruit could be silently increasing your risk of a potentially fatal heart attack. This frightening reality is affecting millions of Americans over 60 who have been unknowingly putting themselves at risk every single day. What if I told you that the grapefruit sitting in your fruit bowl right now could be dramatically increasing your risk of heart attack, especially if you're taking certain medications for your heart or cholesterol? The medical community is finally breaking their silence on this dangerous interaction that has been hidden in plain sight for decades, and the findings are sending shockwaves through cardiology departments nationwide. The burning sensation in your chest, the crushing pressure that makes you wonder if each breath might be your last, the cold sweat that suddenly appears on your forehead as your heart races uncontrollably. These terrifying symptoms of a heart attack are all too familiar to the 805,000 Americans who suffer from them each year. And for those over 60, the risk is even higher, with 80% of heart attack deaths occurring in this age group. I understand the constant fear you live with, checking your pulse after climbing stairs, wondering if that twinge in your arm is just muscle soreness or something far more serious. You've tried everything: expensive medications with their endless lists of side effects, strict diets that rob you of life's pleasures, exercise, regimens that leave you exhausted rather than energized. Yet despite all your efforts, that nagging worry remains: am I doing enough to protect my heart? Today I'm going to reveal the surprising connection between grapefruit and heart attacks that your doctor probably hasn't told you about, and more importantly, exactly what you can do about it, starting right now, without spending a fortune on new medications or treatments. Before we dive deeper into this critical information that could potentially save your life or the life of someone you love, take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Also, remember to check out the first link below to learn more about a product that will help improve the health issues mentioned in this video, twice as fast. Your support enables us to continue bringing you these potentially life-saving health discoveries that the medical establishment often overlooks or underreports. Now, let's get back to understanding why that innocent-looking grapefruit in your kitchen might be a hidden danger for your heart health after age 60. Many of us grew up hearing that grapefruit was a superfood for weight loss and heart health. Rich in vitamin C, potassium, and fiber, it seems like the perfect addition to any health-conscious diet. However, what researchers have discovered is that grapefruit contains compounds called furanocoumarins that can dramatically affect how your body processes certain medications. These compounds inhibit an enzyme in your intestines called CP3A4, which is responsible for breaking down approximately 50% of all prescription medications. When this enzyme is inhibited, the levels of certain drugs in your bloodstream can skyrocket to dangerous, even potentially fatal, levels. What makes this interaction particularly insidious is that it doesn't require eating large amounts of grapefruit or even eating it at the same time as taking medication. Just one glass of grapefruit juice can affect enzyme activity for up to 72 hours, meaning that a morning glass of juice could interact with medication taken in the evening. For those over 60, this interaction becomes especially dangerous because of the types of medications commonly prescribed to this age group. Statins like atorvastatin, lovastatin, and simvastatin, which are prescribed to millions of Americans to control cholesterol, can reach toxic levels when combined with grapefruit. This can lead to a rare but serious condition called rhabdomyolysis, where muscle tissue breaks down and releases proteins into the bloodstream that can cause kidney failure. Similarly, certain calcium channel blockers used to treat high blood pressure, such as amlodipine, felidipine, and nifedipine, can interact with grapefruit to cause dangerous drops in blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, and even increase the risk of sudden cardiac arrest. What's particularly concerning is that these medications are among the most commonly prescribed drugs for Americans over 60. Yet many patients report that their doctors never warned them about this potentially life-threatening interaction. A study published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal identified over 85 medications that can have serious interactions with grapefruit, with 43 of them potentially resulting in serious adverse effects, including heart arrhythmias, kidney failure, respiratory depression, gastrointestinal bleeding, or sudden death. Despite this research being available for years, a survey found that only 17% of healthcare providers proactively warn their patients about grapefruit interactions when prescribing these medications. This communication gap has created a dangerous situation where millions of Americans might be unknowingly putting themselves at risk every day. Let me pause for a moment and speak directly to you. Have you ever felt like your health concerns weren't being fully heard or addressed by your healthcare provider? Like important information that could affect your well-being was being glossed over or completely omitted? You're not alone. Many viewers have shared similar experiences in our comments section. If you've ever taken medication and weren't warned about potential food interactions, or if you've been consuming grapefruit while on heart medication, simply comment "Need to know" below this video. Not only will sharing your experience help others who might be in the same situation realize they're not alone, but it also helps our community grow stronger and enables us to reach more people with this critical health information. Plus, the act of expressing your concerns can be therapeutic in itself, a first step toward taking control of your health. Now let's continue with more vital information you need to protect yourself and your loved ones. What makes the grapefruit medication interaction even more dangerous is that many people increase their consumption of citrus fruits in winter months to boost immune function during cold and flu season. This coincides with a seasonal increase in cardiovascular events, creating a perfect storm of risk factors. But grapefruit isn't the only citrus fruit that can cause these dangerous interactions. Seville oranges, often used in marmalade, pomelos, and tangelos, can have similar, though usually less potent, effects. Even certain varieties of sweet oranges can contain enough furanocoumarins to cause clinically significant interactions in sensitive individuals or with certain medications. The exact mechanism behind this interaction was discovered in the early 1990s, but it took years for this information to reach clinical practice guidelines. Researchers found that furanocoumarins in grapefruit bind to the CYB3A4 enzyme and destroy it, forcing the body to produce new enzymes, a process that can take up to 3 days. During this time, your body's ability to metabolize certain medications is severely compromised. Interestingly, this effect varies significantly from person to person based on genetic factors, age, and gut health. Some individuals naturally have lower levels of CYB3A4 enzymes, making them much more susceptible to these interactions. As we age, our liver and kidney function naturally decline, further increasing sensitivity to these interactions and prolonging their effects. For those taking multiple medications, a common situation for many adults over 60, the risk compounds. Each additional medication increases the likelihood of a harmful interaction not just with food but with other drugs as well. A study from the Johns Hopkins University found that 42% of adults over 65 take at least 5 prescription medications daily, and nearly 20% take 10 or more. This polypharmacy creates a complex web of potential interactions that can be difficult for even healthcare professionals to fully anticipate and manage. The addition of grapefruit to this mix can be the tipping point that transforms a stable medication regimen into a dangerous cocktail. But what about the nutritional benefits of grapefruit? For those not taking interacting medications, grapefruit remains an excellent source of nutrients. A half grapefruit, about 154 grams, provides approximately 64% of your daily vitamin C needs, helps reduce inflammation, and contains compounds that may help reduce insulin resistance. The question becomes one of balanced risk for those taking medications known to interact with grapefruit. The risks clearly outweigh the benefits, when many safer alternatives can provide similar nutritional value. So what specific medications should raise red flags when it comes to grapefruit consumption? The list is extensive, but some of the most common medications prescribed to adults over 60 that have significant interactions include statins like Lipitor, atorvastatin, Zocor, simvastatin, and Mevacor, lovastatin. Calcium channel blockers such as norvis-amlodipine, plendil-felodipine, and Procardia, nefidipine. Antiarrhythmic drugs like Pacerone, amiodarone, certain anticoagulants, and some psychiatric medications including Valium, diazepam, and halcion, triazolam. Even some antihistamines and antibiotics can interact with grapefruit, though usually to a lesser degree. The severity of these interactions can't be overstated. For example, when combined with grapefruit, some statin medications can become 10 times more potent in the bloodstream. Imagine taking what you think is a safe prescribed dose, only to have it act in your body as though you've taken 10 pills instead of one. This can rapidly lead to muscle breakdown, liver damage, and kidney failure. Similarly, certain blood pressure medications can cause blood pressure to plummet to dangerously low levels when combined with grapefruit, increasing the risk of falls, confusion, and cardiac events. What's particularly frustrating for many patients is that these interactions often don't appear on prescription warning labels or aren't emphasized during medication counseling. A survey of pharmacy prescription information found that while many dangerous drug-drug interactions were flagged by computer systems, food-drug interactions were much less consistently identified and communicated to patients. This creates a dangerous knowledge gap where patients might be diligently checking for drug interactions but completely unaware of the risks posed by their morning breakfast routine. The good news is that awareness is the most powerful tool in preventing these dangerous interactions. If you're over 60 and taking prescription medications, here are the steps you should take immediately. First, create a complete list of all medications you're taking, including over-the-counter drugs and supplements, and review this list with your pharmacist, specifically asking about grapefruit interactions. Pharmacists often have more specialized knowledge about drug interactions than general practitioners and can provide valuable guidance. Second, if you discover you're taking a medication that interacts with grapefruit, eliminate all grapefruit products from your diet, including juice, segments in fruit salads, and even certain soft drinks and alcoholic beverages that might contain grapefruit flavoring. Remember that even small amounts can cause significant interactions. Third, ask your doctor if there are alternative medications available that don't interact with grapefruit. In many cases, there are similar drugs in the same class that are metabolized by different enzymes and don't carry the same risks. It's worth noting that the effects of grapefruit on medication metabolism can vary significantly between individuals based on genetic factors and overall health status. Some people naturally have lower levels of the CYP3A4 enzyme, making them more susceptible to these interactions, while others might have higher levels and experience less dramatic effects. Unfortunately, there's no simple test to determine your personal risk level, which is why a cautious approach is recommended for everyone taking potentially interacting medications. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you're finding this information valuable. Sharing is caring, and your support helps us reach more people who might be unknowingly putting themselves at risk. Remember to check out the first link below to learn more about a product that will help improve the health issues mentioned in this video, twice as fast. Beyond grapefruit, there are other foods that can interact with medications in potentially dangerous ways. Aged cheeses, cured meats, and fermented foods contain compounds called tyramines that can cause dangerous spikes in blood pressure when combined with certain antidepressants. Vitamin K-rich foods like kale, spinach, and other leafy greens can reduce the effectiveness of blood thinners like warfarin. Even everyday items like coffee, black tea, and dairy products can affect how quickly and completely certain medications are absorbed by your body. This raises an important question: why aren't patients more routinely warned about these interactions? The answer is complex and involves everything from time constraints during medical appointments to fragmented healthcare systems where prescriptions might be written by specialists but filled at pharmacies with incomplete medication histories. Additionally, the sheer volume of potential interactions makes it difficult for healthcare providers to address every possibility during brief consultations. This is why taking an active role in your own healthcare is so crucial, especially as you age and typically add more medications to your regimen. For those concerned about missing out on the nutritional benefits of grapefruit, there are plenty of safe alternatives. Oranges, mandarins, and clementines generally don't contain significant amounts of the furanocoumarins that cause these dangerous interactions. They provide similar vitamin C content and many of the same antioxidant benefits without the risk. Berries are another excellent alternative, offering powerful antioxidants and fiber that support heart health. Apples, particularly with their skin, provide pectin, a type of fiber that has been shown to help lower cholesterol levels naturally. Some research has explored whether certain processing methods might reduce the furanocoumarin content in grapefruit products. Preliminary studies suggest that certain types of filtration used in some commercial juice processing might remove enough of these compounds to make the juice safer, but results are inconsistent, and no processing method has been proven to completely eliminate the risk. Until more definitive research is available, complete avoidance remains the safest approach for those taking interacting medications. An alarming aspect of this issue is that many patients report experiencing symptoms of medication toxicity without realizing the cause. Unusual muscle pain or weakness, extreme fatigue, heart rhythm disturbances, or unexpected drops in blood pressure might be attributed to age, stress, or other health conditions, when they could actually be signs of a grapefruit medication interaction. If you've been consuming grapefruit while taking prescription medications and have experienced any unusual symptoms, it's important to discuss this with your healthcare provider immediately, even if the symptoms have resolved. One particularly concerning trend is the increasing popularity of grapefruit in weight loss diets. The so-called grapefruit diet has cycled in and out of popularity for decades, but recent interest in low-carb and low glycemic index foods has brought renewed attention to grapefruit as a weight management tool. For those not taking interacting medications, grapefruit can indeed be part of a healthy weight management plan. However, for those over 60 who are more likely to be taking prescription medications, the risks may outweigh any potential weight loss benefits, particularly when safer alternatives are readily available. The timing of grapefruit consumption relative to medication also matters, though not in the way many people assume. Since the effect of grapefruit on intestinal enzymes can last up to 72 hours, separating the consumption of grapefruit and medication by a few hours doesn't eliminate the risk. This is a critical misconception that many patients have, believing that as long as they don't take their medication with grapefruit juice, they're safe. In reality, having grapefruit with breakfast could still affect a medication taken at bedtime 3 days later. What's particularly frustrating about this situation is that it represents a preventable risk factor for heart attacks and other serious medical events. While many risk factors for heart disease require complex lifestyle changes or medical interventions, eliminating grapefruit from the diet is a simple step that could potentially save lives. Yet because of inadequate communication about these risks, many patients continue to unknowingly put themselves in danger. The intersection of aging, medication use, and dietary choices creates a complex landscape that requires careful navigation. As we age, our bodies process medications differently. Liver function typically declines, kidney filtration decreases, and body composition changes with less water and more fat, all affecting how drugs are distributed, metabolized, and eliminated from the body. These natural changes make older adults more sensitive to both the therapeutic effects and potential side effects of medications, including interactions with foods like grapefruit. For family members and caregivers of adults over 60, awareness of these interactions is equally important. Often, it's a spouse, adult child, or home health aide who purchases groceries, prepares meals, or assists with medication management. Ensuring that everyone involved in the care of an older adult understands these risks can provide an additional layer of protection against dangerous interactions. Healthcare systems are slowly improving their processes for identifying and warning patients about food-drug interactions, but progress is uneven. Some electronic health record systems now include automated alerts for prescribers when they order medications known to interact with grapefruit, but implementation varies widely between healthcare organizations. Similarly, some pharmacy dispensing systems print warnings about grapefruit interactions on prescription labels or information sheets, while others don't address food interactions at all. What this means for patients is that they cannot rely solely on healthcare providers or systems to protect them from these interactions. Taking a proactive approach to medication safety, asking specific questions about food interactions, and double-checking information with multiple sources are essential strategies for staying safe. Patient advocacy groups recommend creating a medication passport, a comprehensive document listing all prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, supplements, known allergies, and dietary restrictions, including food-drug interactions, and sharing this document with all healthcare providers. The journey to better heart health after 60 is filled with challenges, from managing multiple health conditions to navigating complex medication regimens to making appropriate lifestyle changes. I understand how overwhelming it can feel sometimes, and how frustrating it can be when it seems like the rules keep changing. When foods once thought to be healthy turn out to have hidden dangers, or when the medications meant to help you create new risks to manage. Our channel is committed to being a trusted resource and supportive community for you throughout this journey. We believe in empowering you with accurate, actionable health information that you might not receive from traditional healthcare sources. Every like, subscribe, and share helps us reach more people who might be struggling with the same health concerns and questions that you are. Don't forget to check out the first link below to learn more about a product that will help improve the health issues mentioned in this video. Twice as fast. We understand that the path to optimal health isn't always straightforward, and we're here to walk alongside you, providing information at a pace that respects your unique journey. Unlike many health channels that make sensational claims or push expensive solutions, we're committed to providing honest, evidence-based guidance that you can trust and implement in your daily life. When we recommend products or approaches, it's because we genuinely believe they can help improve your health and quality of life, not because of financial incentives. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your health. Understanding the potential interactions between common foods like grapefruit and your medications could literally save your life. Make it a habit to question, research, and advocate for yourself in all healthcare situations. Your heart and your overall health will thank you for it.